Okay, let's start now. So today I'll be discussing about the dictionary, and most of the students are having the doubt in the dictionary. So let's discuss that. Okay. First program that we'll be doing here in the dictionary is how to create a dictionary, how to create a user defined dictionary, right? And let's say here, first let me show you how dictionary is looking like. Dictionary is looking like somehow like this. If I will say here, let's say my dictionary, and here I'll say equal to, and then we are having the curly braces, right? If you keep something like this, it will create you empty dictionary. It will create you empty dictionary, like you are creating a empty list. Suppose if I will say my list here, and I'm saying something like this, so it is creating an empty list. Same thing as I will say tup equal to this thing. This is the other way to create a tuple, right? You can create it with like this as well. I can create it like this as well. Like if I will say my list equal to list, and I will say best create a list which is an empty list. And here if I will say something like this, tuple, tup, and I am saying tuple, and it will create a empty tuple. Getting this thing? Now, this is how you can create an empty dictionary. Now, in this dictionary, having something like this. Let me remove this. Let me remove these things first. Okay. So in this dictionary, you are having something called as a key, and that key is assigned with some value, right? Take an example, the dictionary that you are having, Oxford Dictionary or something else. Over there, consider this key is a word. Consider this key is a word, and the meaning of that word is this value. Getting this point? This is dictionary that you are having the original dictionary. Same thing, it is working like this. You are having a key, and that key is assigned with some value, right? Take an example. Suppose this key is your roll number, and this roll number is assigned some name. That means this is your roll number at that time. One more property here. This key is unique. As many keys as you are having here, as many keys as you are having inside your dictionary, all those keys must be unique. All these keys must be unique. Other thing. Now this key can be of any data type. This value can be of any data type, right? This is also one of the property of the dictionary. These keys and the values, they can be of any data type. And this value can be dictionary itself, that we can say dictionary in a dictionary. It is also possible here, right? Suppose in list you are having something called as 20 comma, I will say a, it will be a string A, right? Like that. But the difference between the dictionary and the list is that here you are having a key value here, you are just having here values. Getting this point? Now, how we can create a user-defined dictionary? Now, how to create a user-defined dictionary? Suppose कर लो, like this we have to create something. Suppose करो, let's go easy way first. When I have to create my list, I was doing something like this. My underscore list equal to an empty list I am creating, right? After that, I was saying the limit. And in the limit, I was saying int input, enter, or I will say how many elements you want to enter in the list. Want to enter in the list, right? That's what I'm asking to my users, कि आप कितने एलिमेंट लिस्ट में डालने हैं, कि आपको 4 डालने हैं, यहाँ पे 5 एलिमेंट्स डालने हैं, 6 एलिमेंट्स डालने हैं, like that. So then why we are using some kind of a for loop, I will say for I in range list limit, right? Now I guess you know what this range value will assign here, 0 1 2 3, like that, and it will run up to this limit minus 1, right? Suppose if the user is giving me here 4, that means this for loop will run 4 times, but it will run up to 3 only, right? I value, when I value will be 3, Up to that it will say, run. When I will be 4, at the time it will say 4 less than 4, condition false, we will not go inside, right? Then we are doing something like this. We are saying element, yeah, value, whatever you were saying. I will say element. I'm creating one variable element, and here I'm saying int input. We are creating this list of integers, right? List of integers. I will say enter the element, and here one of the element is received. Suppose take an example here. I will give you the example. Suppose user wants to enter here 20, 50, 3, 56, 78. These are the elements that user wants to enter inside a list, right? So we are saying him, give me the element, and now the user will give me 20, right? After that, just follow again run. Then user give me 53. Then user will give me 65. Then user will give me 78, right? And if I have to do it like this, then I will say here my list, my underscore list dot append, and I will say here element, right? Now after that, after every iteration, I want to check whether element is being added to my list or not. Okay, let me run this program. Hope it will run fast. Okay, it's saying how many elements you want to enter. I will say 4. Okay, then it's saying me enter the element. Let me enter the 20, as I told you here. 20 we have to add. Okay, 20 is being added now. Then we have to add 53. Now 53 is being added. Now we have to enter 56. That means 56 is being added. Now we have to enter 78, and the list is being created, right? Now this thing will happen only when this thing will use when the user is giving the input in the new line. When the user is giving the input, something like this. In the each line, each new line, he is giving the input. When the user is giving input like this, then you can do this thing. But what if the user is giving the input like this in a single line? At that time, you guys know you don't have to ask how many elements you want to enter. You don't have to ask this thing also. So at that time, you can do something like this. Let me comment these things also. Let me comment this thing also first, and comment me out this thing. Let me take this thing. Okay, I don't know need this thing as well. So at that time, I can say something like this. I will say my list, my underscore list, and here equal to I will say, and I will say list I have to create. That means I will say list here, and then we can say something like this: map, comma, oh sorry, map. And you know map function is having the two things. One is the int data type, not int. The data type is here, then the value is here, right? We have to take the user defined value. So I will say input, and I will say enter the value separated by enter the values separated by at the rate, right? And after that, I will say dot split them with the at the rate, right? And after that, I can directly say print my underscore list, right? Now I have to give the input something like this. Means the values should be separated by at the rate. I will say 20 at the rate, then 53 at the rate, 56 at the rate, 78. And when I will hit enter, okay, the list has been created. Now understood this thing is how you will create a list. If the user is giving the each element in the new line, then you can do like this. If the user is giving a single line, then you can do like this, right? This is clear. Now how to create a dictionary? Let's come back to the dictionary thing. I will remove things. Okay, take the screenshot if you want. Okay, now how to create a list like sorry, dictionary like that. Suppose now same thing I will do. I will say limit equal to int input how many elements you want to enter in dictionary, right? That's asking, I'm asking to my user, right? Suppose the user will say I have to enter the four elements. Okay, fine. Then I will say for I in range limit, and after that, now I have to ask, like, when you are talking about the dictionary, now at that time you have to ask the two things from the user. One is the key, means your roll number, and one is the value, means your name. These two things we have to create. Suppose we are creating a dictionary of your roll numbers and name, right? So at that time I will say here, give me the key, right? I'll say key equal to int input, and here I will say enter your roll number, right? I'll say enter your roll number, then he will give me the roll number. Then after that we need a value as well, right? We need a value as well. Now you guys know why we are taking this integer, and the value I will take, that's a name. I will keep in the name, and here I will say roll. That means whatever the roll number I am taking, I am keeping in the roll, and whatever the name I am taking here, I will keep it in the name, right? Now, since over there in the list you are using the append thing, right? But here, what you have to do is you have to say my dictionary. Okay, we have not created here empty dictionary, as we are creating an empty list before creating a list. Same thing we will do here. We will create one empty dictionary. Let me create the empty dictionary first, and I will say here this equal to this. Now this is my empty dictionary. Now I will append the things into this dictionary, right? So what I will do here is I will say my underscore dict dictionary, and then you have to give the square braces, right? And after the square braces, if you want this roll number to be a key, then you have to say roll here. Getting this point? And this rule means this, if I'm giving here roll number 1 and name is, let's say, Alex, that means this roll number 1 will become here 1, and the name will give it as Alex. That means you have to pass here name. Okay, let me show you here, and I will print the dictionary after every iteration. I will say my underscore dictionary. Okay, let me run this program. Okay, he's saying how many elements you want to enter in the dictionary. Let's say I want to enter only four students, right? He's saying zero. What is the roll number? Enter the roll number. I will say 01. And he's saying give me the name. I will say Alex, right? Okay. Now Alex and this thing has been created. Now if you can see here, this Alex is having a data type of dictionary. That means here this is a dictionary thing. Oh, sorry, this Alex is having a data type of string, right? Why? Because input by default it is taking string, and this integer we are taking as an integer here, right? Then it is saying me give me the second name, roll number. Let's say I will say roll number 2, and let's say Afid, and let's say roll number 3, and why is giving me roll number 3? Let's say 4. We are saying okay, okay. I have done here something like this. Okay, then I will say roll number 4, let's say 5. Now I am saying, and here let's say name is Deepak. Okay, okay, the dictionary has been created now, right? So the here it is saying roll number again, so I have to make the change here. Let's say I will say here name, name, and let me run it again. Just I will make the entry of only 2 students, because the video is becoming large now. Let's say 01, and the name is Deepak, and let's say roll number 2, the name is Shubh. Okay, so we have made the entry of these 2 students here. Getting this point? This is clear how to create a dictionary. Right, now if you want the dictionary, you don't know how many entries the user will enter, right? The user is not sure about, hey, whether I have to make the entry of 4 students or 5 students, like that. Let's give the control to the user like that. So I will say something like this. Okay, let's make the change here only. No, let's make this while loop. Let's make this while loop. I will say while, 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 and I will keep it always true. We are open. I'll keep it always true. That means this loop will go into the inside loop. Whenever you will come back to this loop, it will be true. Condition true, you will come inside. 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 That means you have to use the break statement here to come out of this loop. So how I will do it? I will say here. Let's say I will say int again, and here I will say equal to input. Do you want to add new student? Press Y, press Y, or okay, any other key, or any other key to stop, right? And let me do something like this. I will say lower. Now why we are doing lower here, since we are saying the user to enter the Y, maybe the user will enter the capital Y, and we will handle it here, that thing here, and I will say here if ent underscore again is equal to okay, is not, we'll say is not equal to y, then at that time we'll do the break, right? Let me run it again, and let's say I'm saying here how many elements is saying, okay, we don't need it. Let me give us some false entry. Okay, let me run it again. I guess let me remove this thing. Okay, and let it run it. Okay, now it's saying enter your roll number. Let's say I'll say the roll number 01, and let's say name is alpha, and then it is saying me, do you want to add new student? Press Y, or any other key to stop. Now I'll press Y, right? And now it is saying me enter the another roll number. I will say 02, and I will say Alex, and now it's again saying me, do you want to enter another? I will say Y again, and let's say I'm saying 89, and let's say name is Shubh. Okay, now it is saying me, do you want to enter again? I will say N here now, and here the program is exiting. Okay, now we can print here one more message. I will say print, thank you, the dictionary has been created, just something like this. Okay, I guess I should stop now here. In the next lecture I will show you how to access the elements from the dictionary. Thank you.